Hello everybody and welcome back to Madden 2005 in the Oakland Raiders franchise mode. Continuing on with year number 5 here, we are getting in kind of towards the nitty-gritty midway point of the year, I guess. It's still more so the beginning half because, it's only the first handful of games here, but we are firmly getting underway, and we have another familiar foe in Oakland with us today, and that is the New York Jets, ladies and germs. Now, the New York Jets, as we all know, lost to us in this very same building a couple seasons ago in the AFC Championship. That's what sent us to the Super Bowl. That, of course, we did lose. We don't need to dwell on that, okay? We don't need to dwell on it. But if you thought that the Jets would kind of fall off after that, they did not. They went 10-6 last year and even made it back to the postseason. But surprisingly, the Patriots were actually the winners of the AFC East. Remember when the Jets went 8-8? In year number 3, that was good enough for them to win the division, but last year not so much. The Patriots finishing 11-5 and making it over the Jets, who finished 10-6 and had to travel to Cincinnati in the wild card game, where they got absolutely trounced, like 34-6. They got trounced, so it was not a great game for them. So, but they're in the year number 5 here. Hopefully, they can maybe put things together. I don't know. They have a decent enough team here, but quarterback seems to be a big question of concern as Pennington's turnover problems have become just a huge nagging issue in the side of the Jets' offensive woes, but he's injured in this game, so we don't even have Chad Pennington in this game. He's going to be injured for a couple weeks, so we were dealing with Brooks Bollinger in this game. He is leading the Jets firmly here. He's going to lead the offensive charge, and on a 3rd and 7 now across midfield, he's already getting some momentum for these Jets as he is able to get another completion across the middle of the field. See if we can get a better look at potentially who that was, as we have the numbers written down. And that was Jerome McCullum, a rookie here for the Jets here, drafted in the 3rd round last year out of Marshall. So getting the rookie involved here. But now it's 3rd and very long once again. Pocket collapsing, but Bollinger gets rid of it, sends it towards the end zone, and it's going to sail out of the back of the end zone. And unfortunately, the Jets cannot convert. So bring out the special teams unit for a nice long 43-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. It was scary for a second there. It looks like it was going to maybe scrape the crossbar, maybe fall short, but no, it is good. So 3-0 is your score here in Oakland with the Raiders now taking over on offense, and Couch quickly fires that one across the middle, man. Who else, man? Who else would it be across the middle? Well, it could be a couple guys, but it's Justin Gage. So 1st and 15 now after a false start. We are now moving ahead once again. Couch back to pass again. Fires it across the middle again. He just loves attacking that middle part of the field, man. It's his bread and butter, man. It's his bread and butter, and if it's working, let it work. But fast forward to a 3rd and 2 here now inside the 5 for the Raiders. We're going to hand this one off to Fargas, and Fargas has absolutely nowhere to go, so he gets blindsided off the edge. Just not enough coverage there from our offensive line. But what can you do? What can you really do? So bring out Janikowski for a chip shot field goal. The kick is up, and obviously that's going to be good. So we at least match the Jets' early field goal here and tie things up at 3 apiece in the Coliseum. And that is how the first quarter is going to end. So not a lot of high-flying offenses. We could probably come to expect that from the Jets, given their quarterback problems. And keep in mind, Brooks Bollinger is the only other quarterback listed on the depth chart. So they got to make sure to keep him healthy, if at all possible, as he's able to connect with Justin McCarron's along the sideline for another completion. And now the Jets are looking maybe to add some more points here as they get this one inside the 5. And Bollinger gets absolutely bum rushed off of the edge, and that's Hannibal Navies who gets in there very quickly and picks up a sack as he gets to Bollinger, and that is going to bring up a 4th down for the Jets special teams unit, who is able to convert with another field goal, making things 6-3 now in Oakland. So not a whole lot of high-flying touchdowns here, but it's okay. Tim Couch now and the boys back on offense here, and Couch wants a home run shot. He says, I'm tired of all these field goals. I want touchdowns, and he's not going to get one, but he is going to get a huge completion to Jerry Porter along the sidelines, and that's going to at least give us a huge boost on offense, get us inside the Jets' 15. But after a couple negative plays here, it's 2nd and 13, and Couch across the middle once again, and now he's going to hit Porter for a touchdown finally. Goodness gracious, man. And that's going to be touchdown number 6 for Jerry Porter here, as he already had 5 heading into this game, and touchdown number 11 for Tim Couch. So, but the Jets are now going to have to punt this away as their offense continues to struggle, and Phillip Buchanan cannot field the punt cleanly, and that's a fumble, and now it's a scoop and almost a score, but Derek Gibson able to make the tackle from behind. We haven't called his name in a while because he's not our starting strong safety anymore, but He makes the play on special teams here, the defensive play on special teams. So the Jets now facing a third down. However, but Bollinger is able to get this one across the middle. Looks like to Chris Baker, the Jets tight end here. So that's going to be a first and goal for the Jets. But now it quickly becomes third and goal. And now Bollinger trying to get this one into the end zone if at all possible. And he manages to do it as he is going to hit Mac Naylor, one of the newer additions to this Jets offense over the last couple of years. But he's the fullback and he gets a touchdown. And now the Jets take a 3-point lead once again, 13-10 after Philip Buchanan's mishandling of a punt. But we are now trying to answer back as best as we can as Josh Reed gets a completion. They get us a first down, but quickly becomes 3rd and 4. Couch pressure coming off the edge, gets rid of it in time, and that pass is broken up in the end zone. Looks like he was trying to hit Porter once again, but the Jets secondary coming up big on that one. So bring out Janikowski for a 39-yard field goal attempt to at least tie this game up. The kick is up, and it is good. And so now we have ourselves a tie game here in Oakland once again. Now coming out of the 2-minute warning here, the Jets taking over on offense, and that is not Curtis Martin. In case you forgot, the Jets had themselves a new running back, and it is Ontario Smith who breaks off a huge run here, breaking off a couple tackles. Very impressive athletic run for Mr. Smith. And now the Jets heading back to the line of scrimmage now as we are within 2 minutes. And we know the CPU loves to just run it when we are running the 2-minute drill here. I guess the Madden devs just said, hey, if it's a 2-minute drill, run only hurry up, ever, all the time. And that's as smart as the AI got in this point in time in Madden history. But we finally break up a pass here to Ontario Smith, and now that's going to stop things, at least stop the clock and give everyone a chance to catch their breath as a 2nd and 10 out inside the 20 for the Jets. Ontario Smith, actually it's not Ontario Smith, it's the backup running back for the Jets who's able to find a little bit of room here and just about get a first down, but he stopped a little bit short. So that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Jets here at about the 10-yard line. Bollinger floats this one towards the end zone, and that pass is going to be broken up by Ed Reed, baby. And that's why he gets paid the big bucks to make plays like that. So the Jets are going to be facing yet again another 4th down deep in Raider territory, this time in the red zone. So we'll see what they do. They could be aggressive, but they'll probably just take the points as to be expected. And they are going to go for the points here. A 28-yard chip shot for their kicker. The kick is up, and it is good. So the Jets now taking a 3-point lead once again, as they just cannot seem to score touchdowns consistently, but we seem to be having the same issue ourselves. So a 3rd and inches here, under a minute left to go. Couch rolling around in the pocket, wants a home run shot downfield, and it's going to be caught in the end zone for another another Raiders touchdown as Justin Gage gets touchdown number 4 on the year, and Tim Couch gets touchdown, number 12? Number 12 on the year. 20-16 now your score, but with 25 seconds, we managed to stop the Jets once again, and we're going to get the football back, but Philip Buchanan had some butterfingers in this game earlier, and he does again. It's another muffed punt. So we might have to really evaluate Philip Buchanan's role here as punt returner and kick returner, because something is not working out, man. It's been stemming over multiple games at this point. Something is just not working out. So, but the Jets are going to get another opportunity now on offense, and that's going to get them inside the 10-yard line, that completion there. And now they're going to call a timeout, and they're going to keep the offense on the field here, at least stop the clock, and maybe see if they can get another play to get into the end zone. And Bollinger is going to find the end zone as he's going to find an open target here. And once again, it's going to be Justin McCarron's who gets touchdown, I believe, number 2 on the year. With that completion. So the Jets are going to retake their 3-point lead once again as we kind of go back and forth in the last couple of minutes of the first half to make it 23-20 entering the 3rd quarter. So, but Justin Fargas decided it's time for him to tap into this game as he's going to break off a huge run, and that's going to go all the way to the end zone, and it's a touchdown for the Raiders as Fargas is tired of all this back and forth with throwing the football, all these field goals, and he wants to chime in himself here, and that's going to be touchdown number 4 for Justin Fargas. He's been doing great in terms of getting into the end zone, but his yard production from game to game has really not been there. But this type of a run is really certainly going to help that effort on his behalf and also give him another touchdown. So 27-23 now the score, but the Jets heading the other way here on a 3rd down. That pass is going to be completed once again, but Brooks Bollinger is injured. He is hurt once again, or just hurt. He has injured his shoulder on that play, and now he's going to have to leave, and I'm not sure who on earth is going to throw the football for the Jets here, but he would ultimately be okay and come back. So he'd maybe sit for a few plays, but he's back in the fold, and he is all right as he gets that pass completed to Justin McCarron. errands on a third down. It's not going to go anywhere. So now a longer field goal, 53-yarder. We'll see if their kicker's got the leg for it. He's been great all day, and he does, man. That one scrapes by. So the Jets are going to at least add 3 more points to get within a point of our total here, 26-27. So we're just going back and forth with field goals right now with the Jets. But Fargas is like, dude, what did I just tell you guys? I'm tired of this back and forth nonsense. We're adding touchdowns to the board. That's it. As Fargas runs right up the gut here, north and south, and gets into the end zone for another Raiders touchdown. And Maury Norris, man, laying down the lumber. Let's go, Maury Norris. A very physical block. But Justin Fargas helps open up the lead a little bit again here, 34-26. And don't tell me, do not tell me, another fumble from Phillip Buchanan. But this time he at least recovers his own fumble. But that's 3 muffed punts in the same game. Something has to change. Something has to change. He might need to be removed from that role here, at least for the next few weeks. Because you cannot justify 3 muffed punts in the same game, my brother. You can't do it. So we are now moving on offense, though, again, considering all, but against the best efforts of our offense here, they do manage to turn it over eventually here as Tim Couch gets an interception number 4 on the season as he finds a Jets defender, and Ontario Smith is going to make us pay for it as he wants to pay back a little bit of what he's been seeing Justin Fargas do. He said, hey, you know what, you guys want these big run touchdowns, okay? We do too, these big chunk play touchdowns, and Ontario Smith finds the opening in the gap here, picks up a humongous block from Chris Baker, the tight end, and just off to the races. Yeah, no stopping that here as Ontario Smith is going to get touchdown, I believe, number 2 on the year. So he hasn't really had them, and he had a great year last year at over 1,300 yards. In 9 touchdowns for the Jets. And this time he's going to get into the end zone once again for the 2-point conversion. So the Jets have now tied things up here at the end of the third quarter. So we are getting as many theatrics as you could possibly handle in this game here in the Coliseum, in this rematch of the AFC Championship, which I think has already happened. But 34-34 now. 3rd and 3 is now the call, and it's going to go to Ontario Smith on a 3rd and short. And I thought it was Hannibal Navies, but it's not. But the play is snuffed out, so now bring out the kicking team again for another field goal. And, dude, this guy can't miss. Guy can't miss. It's going to be a battle. I didn't think we'd have a kicking battle, but hold on. He's shushing the crowd. He's silencing the crowd. He thinks he's won it for his Jets. So now it's 37-34 here, but the Raiders are on the move on a 3rd down of their own. Justin Gage across the middle is going to break that first tackle and get a first down and a little bit more. And that's what we love to see from our athletic guys, man, extending short plays like that into a little bit more, keeping the drive alive. But now it's 3rd and inches again, and Fargas is going to get the call, finds an opening, picks up a big block, and gets into the end zone for another touchdown. And he is just having himself an absolute monster game, man. An absolute monster game. So, I mean, just unbelievable stuff here. We love to see it from Justin Fargas. Picking up a big block from Maury Norris again, dude. That is one of the most underrated signings, okay, of my tenure here. Maury Norris is great. I love him. Okay, he's a great guy. But the Jets now still moving the football here pretty effectively on their own as Jerome McCollum, the rookie, getting another completion from Bollinger. And that's going to make it 3rd and 2 now, fast forward to. And Smith gets the call once again on the ground, and that's going absolutely nowhere, baby. You're going absolutely nowhere as that play is snuffed out. But the Jets are going to keep the offense on the field here as time is of the essence. And on a 4th and 3, Ontario Smith has to redirect, but he's not going anywhere as he's snuffed out once again, man. Our defensive line, which we've invested heavily into, has been in the backfield, those back-to-back plays, and has helped us get the football back here. So there's a lot of time left in the game, but we were able to kill a lot of it and stop the Jets here. And now that was the final first down, the final nail in the Jets' coffin. They didn't have any timeouts by this point, so we were able to kill out the rest of the game from that point and hold on to this 41-37 win, man. A back and forth windstorm in the Coliseum ends in favor of your Raiders, man, which is a familiar tale that we've been telling ourselves here against these Jets for the last couple of seasons. So, big game for us, man. Big game. You love to see it. Outperformed the Jets in a lot of ways, too, man. We outrushed them as well, which is something I feel like we haven't really done well at all this year. Running the football has been an issue that we've had. Turning the ball over 3 times, though, is a thing we need to look at, though. That's a thing we need to look at. So, Couch seems to be back to, throwing a good bit of interceptions, which you know, in the last 2 seasons, he throws so many touchdowns, you just kind of overlook it. But this year, it seems to be a little bit more even of a pace. You know what I mean? It seems like for every 2 touchdowns, we're at least getting an interception from Tim Couch, and that's not a pace that I really want to see him continue because, you know, even if you're scoring a lot, if our defense is giving up points like they were a couple seasons ago, you know, those interceptions can really lose you games. So we need to be a lot more safe with the football and protect it a lot more, and that's also especially going to include removing Phillip Buchanan as our punt returner potentially in the near future. That's going to be a huge thing that we got to look at, man. But a lot of big numbers from our defense, man. Napoleon Harris, Hannibal Navies, man, and Will Witherspoon all producing at a great level. So it's just not really showing on the scoreboard, unfortunately, man. Just a lot of opportunities when you give a lot of offensive opportunities. So, but yeah, we do pick up a win though. That gets us back over 500 at 3-2, and that takes us into the bye week. Not sure if we'll be able to do anything because of money, but we're going to leave that open, and I'll get you guys in the next video here after that.